Right now, a group of 4 Democratic lawmakers is in El Salvador demanding the return of the mistakenly deported Maryland father, Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The Trump administration is refusing to bring him home despite a Supreme Court order to facilitate his return. Joining us now, one of those Democratic lawmakers, Florida Congressman Maxwell Frost. Thank you so much for joining us. What do you know? Is there any chance you'll be meeting with Abrego Garcia while you're there?
Well, we're actually about to do a press conference to speak a little bit about this, but we got word at the embassy that our request has been denied by the government here locally. They say it's because we're not here on an official capacity. This is part of the reason why Representative Robert Garcia and I sent a letter to Chairman Comer of the Oversight Committee asking for this to be an official CODEL. But we're not giving up. We're going to continue. We have more meetings scheduled for the rest of the day. But part of this, too, is making sure that we keep the conversation alive. We're building off of the trip of Senator Van Hollen, and we're not the first members here, and we're not going to be the last.
Well, if you're able to, can you tell me about the meetings that you have scheduled? Do you have any realistic expectation that the position will change, that you may actually be able to see him, to meet with him, to talk to him?
Our hope is that the position will change, but we'll have to see. Of course, this government is very friendly towards the Trump administration and not very friendly to elected Democrats that are here. And the whole reason we're here is it's about Abrego Garcia, but it's also about the rule of law, and it's about ensuring that everybody has due process in our country. And the fact of the matter is the Supreme Court ordered the Trump administration to facilitate the return of this man to the United States, and they're refusing to do so. And from our conversations and our meetings with the embassy, it seems like there is no, there's been no orders given to do this locally with the local U.S. officials that are here. So we have more meetings coming up with a lot of the folks doing the work locally, a lot of human rights organizations around the prisons, around the jails. We're still not full confirmation of what facility he's being held in. So there's still more meetings for the rest of the day. Our hope is we can see him and at a minimum get confirmation of where he is.
As you advocate for the Trump administration to return him to the United States, I want to play the message today from the White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
We did not make a mistake. We have always maintained that this was an individual who needed to be deported from our country. To the Democrat Party, who thinks that they are going to bring this foreign terrorist back to the United States of America to live a peaceful and happy life, that is never going to happen.
You heard her message to you and other members of your party. She says he will never live a peaceful and happy life in the U.S. What do you say to that?
It just shows that they have no regard for the rule of law, and they can talk all they want on Fox News and spill all the BS they want. The fact of the matter is it was their administration, when all this started, that admitted that they made a mistake in court documents, speaking to the Supreme Court, that they made a mistake. That's the whole reason this decision was handed down. They're trying to appeal things left and right. But the fact of the matter is right now, they are not obeying a Supreme Court decision. And everyone should be very concerned about this. Of course, this is a constitutional crisis, but also this is going to have real impact for people across the country. The reason I'm here is because this impacts my constituents. The Donald Trump in the Oval Office talked about the fact that next he wants to go for quote unquote homegrowns. He's talking about U.S. citizens, sending U.S. citizens here to El Salvador. So this is something we all have to be not just alarmed about, but we have to do things about it. And this is part of the reason I'm here with Representatives Garcia, Dexter, and Ansari, because we have a certain privilege being members of Congress. We can come here, ask these tough questions, go to these places, and make sure that the conversation is top of mind for Americans. Everybody should be concerned about this. So Karoline can say whatever the hell she wants. She's just saying whatever Trump wants her to say. But at the end of the day, we have to continue to fight, because there's going to be an end to this story. And the end that we want is for him to be back in the United States and he can go through his due process there.
We only have a minute left, but where do you see that going? Is it through the courts? I think reasonably you probably don't have an expectation that you're going to be able to meet with him. You don't have an expectation that Donald Trump is going to change the position of his administration. So where does this go? How do you accomplish what you want to accomplish?
It's going to be the courts and it's going to be the people. Of course, they've appealed, and we think there's going to be another decision that goes up to the Supreme Court. They're going to continue to make up lies, and this is also when the people come in, and we know, and we've seen the numbers, that this is a very unpopular move the administration is doing. Look, they know that when he is returned back to the United States, it's going to be a huge political blow to this administration. That is why people like Caroline Leavitt are on Fox News, are on all these conservative news networks saying, no matter what, we're not going to let down. He's not coming back to the United States. The fact of the matter is they don't know that. And this is part of the reason why we have to continue to fight. This is not, the book has not been shut on this case of Abrego Garcia, and the book has not been shut on our Constitution. And that's part of the reason we're here today.
Congressman Maxwell Frost, thank you. Appreciate it.